I chose from the museum's collection a cast bronze bell from 19th century China. When handling this object, I observed contrasts that attracted me to this piece. The combination of geological elements, tin and copper, are then transformed by man into an object with profound use and meaning in everyday life. I wanted to combine this with a part of my everyday practice. I find working in clay a meditative process, and in the piece that I made for the museum, I wanted to show this. For my final piece, I created a rocky plinth made of dark clay and hand-built into an object that hinted very strongly at the primary origins of the clay. Atop this rests a delicately thrown and finely turned porcelain bowl that, like the bell, could produce a clear, pure ring to bring the viewer or the listener back to the moment, which is a key part of meditation practice.
The piece I chose from the museum collection was a Japanese tobacco set. I was initially drawn to the piece because it reminded me of a miniature set of drawers that was given to my brother, and he used to keep his pennies and his playing cards in it. One of the things that I drew a lot of inspiration from the piece was its ceremonial function, and I repurposed that for my own piece. For me, carving time out of the day to meditate and reflect is quite important to me. It's good for my well-being. So that's what this piece is about, really. It's about creating that time for yourself. I thoroughly enjoyed making it and enjoyed paying attention to the small details, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
My work is inspired by a small 19th century carved coconut shell from East India. It was the form and its presence that really drew me in. Whoever made it simply used a material available and transformed it into something beautiful, which to me is a very honest way of creating something. I wanted to capture the shape and use clay, local materials, and the fire of the kiln in their simplest and rawest form to create unique marks. I worked with a mix of stones from the Copper Coast, rust and river sand, and incorporated them into the porcelain clay while throwing. They bleed through the glaze and show up as little bursts of colour. The flame and the ash in the wood kiln leave their traces on the surface of the pot and always have a way of surprising you. The pieces I've made are a group of throne-bellied vessels with a variety of different surface finishes that celebrate the simplicity of the material itself.
My object of choice was a South Indian brass oil lamp in the form of Nandi, the sacred bull of the Hindu god Shiva. I was drawn to this piece for its figurative form. I began to think about creating an object that has meaning and relevance to myself in the same way the bull has meaning within Hinduism, and how my work relates to myself. I wanted to create a piece that could form an open narrative and be interpreted on an individual level. Using the symbolism of the bull as a starting point, I began to explore the idea of bringing a personal narrative to life as a sculptural form. I have loved the process, carving and teasing out the form of the animals from the clay by hand. By using the process of salt glaze firing, the quality of each form is further enhanced with a unique and lively surface.